Yo! Video games.
What up dudes, Matt here from YoVideogames. Recently on both Max's and my stream, we have been playing some Platinum Classics, and it's reminded us why we love Platinum games so much. And not just that, but also the hack and slash genre. Now, this could easily fall right into the action genre, but I think what Hideki Kamiya did at the start of the PS2 era with the first Devil May Cry really helped create a new subgenre in the industry. So today I'm going to count down my top 10 3D hack and slash action games. Now before you get your panties in a twist, and I know some of you will, I'm only counting games that I have actually played to completion, or at least over 80% completion. There will be many big titles not on this list for the very simple fact that I have just not played enough of it, or any of it. So instead of whining in the comments, give me suggestions on what to try out, and maybe we will stream it in the future. With that out of the way, let's get right down to it. Number 10, Legend of Korra. Controversial pick, I know, but hear me out. While this game had a pretty bland level design, boring runner levels, Rising's twitchy camera, and the cardinal sin of locking away the battle system's true potential till near the very end of the game itself, it's still a good time for a great price. Perspective is important with a game like Legend of Korra. It had a deadline of what feels like a week, and probably the budget of a ham sandwich. More importantly is that unlike TMNT, this game released at $15 and not $50. For the cost of a Subway meal and a half, you could have access to a Platinum Games action title that has the pairing mechanics of Metal Gear Rising and the stance swapping of Devil May Cry 4, once all four elements were unlocked. Furthermore, there were levels and combos to unlock, a store that had gameplay-altering ability, things to buy, an extra difficulty to unlock, and a whole extra mode with pro bending. While certainly not Platinum's best output, it offered more than enough good gameplay for a meager $15 that frequently goes well below that on Steam sales. If you're a cheapskate who loves playing as Dante in Devil May Cry 4, you really should check this out. It's a diamond in the rough, and easily worth its meager asking price. Number 9, Transformers Devastation. Coming just a year after Korra, Platinum Games' second Activision farm job would prove to be a moderate step up. Featuring more graphical polish and a much more energetic presentation, Transformers Devastation also had it where it counted the most, the battle system. Directed by Metal Gear Rising's Kenji Saito, he brings his flair once more to this beloved 80s property based off Generation 1 Transformers. The battle system here takes cues from Bayonetta's Witch Time effect with close dodges, but also adds in a secondary weapon system and a loot drop mechanic. Where Devastation falls a little short is the levels once again, really only featuring 2 distinct areas throughout the whole game. Top that off with a less than ideal way of switching one of the 4 equipped weapons, and you have a title that falls just a bit short of greatness. Still, with new music by the composer of the 1985 film, and plenty of rose-tinted nostalgia goggle references, any Transformers fan is sure to have a good time. Number 8. No More Heroes. This is probably the least crazy game on this list in terms of combos, but probably the most crazy in terms of writing. No More Heroes was an early cult hit for the Wii, and was a merciful blessing in a land of family-friendly party games. Featuring a great cast with a fantastic dub that seemed to combine the mindfuckery of a cranked film with the scenery-chewing dialogue of a Tarantino film, it's certainly the most unique game here. As for the combat, it's fun and works, but if you're looking for depth, you might want to try elsewhere. This is a game about its boss encounters and a variety of things to do in between. Number 7, DMC. Yes, the reboot. Yes, the game everyone loves to hate, and it's not entirely unwarranted. Featuring one of gaming's most unlikable protagonists and constantly spitting in the face of the fanbase, DMC was a game destined for failure. But does the awful characters and mind-numbingly stupid marketing make this a bad game? No, not at all. While the battle system is noticeably simpler than recent Devil May Cry games, Ninja Theory did craft a fun system that uses left and right triggers for different weapons and powers and allowing you to mix it up in fun ways. There's much more platforming challenges here, which is a plus for me, and plenty of things to unlock. Ninja Theory even went the extra mile and polished the hell out of their battle system for the next-gen remasters. But that fell on even deafer ears. Goes to show how important aesthetics can be for a game, and not to be a dick to your fanbase. Number 6, Devil May Cry 3. Now here's where it's going to get controversial. Devil May Cry 3 is atop of most action game fans' lists, and for good reason. However, there's just a couple things that hold this one back a bit for me. For one, the level design, and frankly just even the art of the game, is pretty boring. Taking place entirely in a demon tower that has all the detail and charm of the brown and gray HD era, it just doesn't evoke the same atmosphere of other Devil May Cry games. Also, while the 4 different stances for Dante are really cool, switching between them is not. Also, due to the hardware limitations, you can only equip 2 weapon sets on the fly. It's still a great game and brought the character back from a dark abyss, literally, but a proper remake could really do wonders for it. Number 5, Devil May Cry 4. While I understand this is blasphemy to some, and let me be clear, this game does have some noteworthy issues, I think the battle system is the most refined in the series, and that trumps all. Let's get this out of the way though. There's not nearly enough enemies in the vanilla version. Having to backtrack the whole game is dumb, and the dice blocks are flat out shitty game design. Despite all this, playing as both Nero and especially Dante with a full arsenal is fucking awesome. Devil May Cry 4 is famous for its combos and flash, and not only that, but both the art and soundtrack to this game are fucking great. Let me reiterate my point from earlier about how aesthetics are important with this comparison of the intro to Devil May Cry 4 and the game that followed it, DMC.
Nothing left, spread my life is in now 1,000 pieces, million reasons. Why should I keep myself away? Hard to define. It always says it's hard with your throat full of glass. I cannot help it, can't decline. It's always better down the line. I'm in the wrong, and I've done it all before. And I wish I'd never been. And I know it's just a dream. Now I'm blind, I can't open my eyes. Can't stay awake, buried alive. I cannot breathe this poison air filled with lies. I cannot see what's done to me. Live in fear, the sun is falling from the sky. Can't stay away.
Again, fuck Ninja Theory's take on the characters. There's a good reason they're dead and buried. Number 4, Devil May Cry. You must be asking yourself how on earth I could put this above the others when the battle system is so much shallower. Well, again, let's put this in perspective. The game is the founder of the subgenre. This is the foundation. Now, I'm not giving it a free pass just because of that. Well, what the original still has over the others is setting, level design, and pacing. This is why Hideki Kamiya is still the best in the business. Pacing is important, and it's something that no game below this title on the list got nearly as right as the first Devil May Cry. Also, the setting is still leaps and bounds the franchise's best. As much as I love Devil May Cry 4's battle system, I still can't ignore the fact that as an overall package, the first is still the best. Number 3, Metal Gear Rising. Holy fuck. This game is still amazing years later, visually and gameplay. Platinum Games had to come into development very late into this title and turn it around for Koji Pro. Despite it being relatively short, not having the most varied settings, and an imperfect camera, this title is still one of the best in both the genre and its franchise. The big hook here is the pairing mechanic, in which most attacks can be reversed. It's visceral and feels fantastic when you nail it. The other big claim to fame is its dynamic rock soundtrack that changes to suit the battle, as well as its memorable boss fight. In fact, these boss battles are probably the best boss battles in any video game ever. It also features a story that embraces and is fully aware of how batshit insane the Metal Gear universe is. This title is also available on PC, so when the chance arises, be sure to nab it. It's one of the best games of last generation. Number 2, Bayonetta. How do you top something as good as Metal Gear Rising? With another Platinum game, of course! Bayonetta is Hideki Kamiya's grand return to the subgenre he created, and he outdoes himself yet again. Bayonetta is a love letter to video games with constant nods to famous Sega franchises before it, both in story and in gameplay. What really makes Bayonetta stand out is the battle system, which has the depth that fans crave, but also, and this is very important, it rewards the player with the witch time effect. The closer you dodge an enemy's attack, the longer window of slow motion you get to extract revenge on your enemies. This mechanic alone made you actively want to fight enemies over just clearing the level. This is the kind of design that made the new Doom so great. It's gameplay that encourages and rewards you for playing the game, not fighting it to get to the end. There's really only a couple of spots where the game drags just a bit, but those problems will be ironed out in number 1, Bayonetta 2. To think that the world was nearly robbed of the best action game of all time due to Sega's ineptitude. Luckily, before his passing, Nintendo President Satoru Iwata swooped in to save the game and helped fund its development, which meant that it would be a Wii U exclusive. Forever. Well, if you're a gamer who plays games and not consoles, this was no problem, and what we got was not just more Bayonetta, but a bigger, prettier, and much more varied Bayonetta game. More weapons, more costumes, much more gameplay types, including such as flying, playing as giant demons, piloting mechs. This game has it all, not to mention tons of Easter eggs, including a Star Fox level that's better than the entirety of Star Fox Zero. If anything's a bit of a bummer, is that the last boss is not as over the top as the first games, but that's an easy forgiveness for how much other crazy shit is in this game, including co-op. Bayonetta 2 is the best game in the genre, best on the system, and one of the best games of all time. You better believe there's a good reason she won the Smash Ballot. So there you have it, my personal top 10 3D action games. Let me know what I've been missing out on and what are your favorites. I'll see you on the channel. Later, dude.